We're going to start off with, to me, what's like a really big story, and that is this whole situation that's going on with Saudi Arabia. So, if you have not been following the news the last couple of days, on Tuesday, news came out, and this is from the Associated Press, that Saudi Arabia has shared intelligence with American officials that suggests Iran could be preparing for an imminent attack on the kingdom. Three U.S. officials said on Tuesday. The heightened concerns about a potential attack on Saudi Arabia come as the Biden administration is criticizing Tehran for its crackdown on widespread protests and condemning it for sending hundreds of drones as well as technical support to Russia for use in its war in Ukraine. The AP story goes on to say that one of the officials who confirmed the intelligence sharing described it as a credible threat of an attack, quote, soon or within 48 hours. No U.S. embassy or consulate in the region has issued alerts or guidance to Americans in Saudi Arabia or elsewhere in the Middle East based on the intelligence. The officials were not authorized to comment publicly and spoke on the condition of anonymity. Now, fast forward to Wednesday, and a spokesperson for Iran's foreign ministry has called this accusation baseless, stating that that Iran has been engaged in positive diplomacy with its neighbors and denying that there are any plans for an attack on Saudi Arabia. Nevertheless, I think that if you are a performer or member of WWE, by extension, a family member whose loved one is getting on a plane to go to Saudi Arabia, we know about the existing tensions that happened that week in 2019, and I can't imagine that there is not some trepidation among those that are taking part in this coming up on Saturday, when this is a very spotlighted news item.
Certainly, yeah. For me, it's a reminder that there are parts of the world that have to deal with problems like this that are way bigger than, worrying about which wrestling promotion is the best one this week or something like that. Um, and it's certainly a part of the cost of doing business, with a government that is as embroiled in this sort of thing. I certainly feel for anybody who's going there for as part of this crew, and also the family members. There's a lot to worry about. I don't see anything changing, though.
No, I mean, half of the crew was over there for the European tour this week, so obviously they would just be going from there straight to Saudi Arabia. And Drew Gulak had been noting that he is set to go over there, and they were flying out of Florida Wednesday night. So that would appear to be where, the US based crew is likely flying out of. So, there was nothing of the, and nor did I expect this to be brought up on the earnings call, but there has been no statement from WWE. They have not commented on this, and they are obviously planning to move forward with this. And it's just one of those issues where you look at the fact that here are performers that, if they had any kind of representation or collective bargaining, I mean, is this something where, if this was an NBA game, would the Players Association be allowing its players to go when there's, the potential of an imminent threat happening over there? I was sent an article today that, there was a similar situation earlier this year with F1 where they went over to Saudi Arabia as, there were attacks from rebels in Yemen. So, I mean, this is not unprecedented, but nevertheless, I think there's going to be some very tense individuals and family members from now until they return over the weekend, that it's, you're just hoping for the best and that this is a safe trip for everybody involved. But this is a real world reminder of, these trips that the WWE has contracted themselves to. And, I don't care if it's a 10% chance of danger. I don't think that's a percentage chance that many want to be taking, where this is completely out of their control and they are going over there for these high cost events, and their safety could be jeopardized.
You would think if there's a member of the roster that felt uncomfortable, that they would be allowed to leave at this point, even if they were over there. You think?
You would hope so, but I would be. I would be certainly very trepidatious if I was, taking in this information and knowing that I'm getting on a plane and going to Saudi Arabia, where I'm going to be for multiple days right in I mean, it's quite the leap of faith. I think you are taking by going over there.
Hmm. Okay. Well, you know, I I feel like this is something that is probably a lot bigger than like what we can really talk about on a wrestling podcast. Not just the safety, of course, of the performers, but I mean of the citizens that are involved in really either country. Getting caught in all of this. So um, I I mean I hope it all turns out well for
I
everybody.
mean, hopefully there's nothing to be worried about, and you're looking at but this is, it's something that you can't ignore, and I imagine this is going to be very top of mind for the people that are directly involved in having to go over there.